federal government's $1.5 trillion effort to stimulate the economy over the past few months has had its share of critics angry about bailouts for Wall Street and Detroit. Well, the latest Federal Recovery Act has something for small business, too. Knoblock is here with details. He's District Director of the Pittsburgh office of the U.S. Small Business Administration. Welcome back. Good to see you.
Yeah, it's great seeing you, Bill.
Yeah, well, you get all around, all over our region and really beyond with the district that you cover. I mean, what's your sense of what's going on among small businesses?
Well, you know, what's interesting, Bill, is a lot of people talk about the doom and gloom that we see every day on the news. I cover Western Pennsylvania, and I'm going out and seeing businesses that are doing very well, and they're wanting to grow. I have businesses that are stable and holding and waiting for the economy to prove, and they know they're going to move forward. I've had very few people come to me saying that they're really struggling, and then I also have other people that are wanting to start businesses during this tough economic time. So, you know, as I tell people, there's opportunities moving if we can get the credit issue to start moving in the right direction.
Well, we hear our region to this point has performed better than the nation as a whole, so this is encouraging news. But yeah, the credit crunch, even if you have a healthy business, it poses real issues for you.
Correct, and you've hit on a very tough example is the businesses are wanting to grow, and they're looking for funding. And I have businesses that have gone to at least a dozen lenders and can't get money to grow their business because of contracts they've gotten and things like that. So it creates a very tough dilemma. So we're trying to look at creative ways to create the opportunities by, one, looking at processes. You know, that can we save some money on processing to create some extra revenue, possibly to help things. Going to the vendors that they would purchase from, trying to work a deal because it's tied to a contract and things. So trying to look at a lot of different options to make that contract happen.
Do you see a ripple effect too through the economy from the big corporations that might be having some real troubles down to the much smaller businesses in terms of they might have a well-run business but they're still being impacted?
And you hit on something that's the other ripple effect that we don't hear a lot about. We just say small businesses are struggling, but part of the problem is that the bigger businesses that are hurting right now are going to slow pay, and so they're slow paying down the chain. And the small business at the bottom doesn't have the resources to sit there and wait. And I have businesses that have waited 6 months to get paid, and they can't survive in that situation. It's not because they're doing anything wrong. It's not because the business is suffering. It's the fact that they can't get the payments, so they can't pay their suppliers, and so it creates a negative effect. And now you try to go get financing. You can't get financing because you have this, and it's nothing they've really done.
Wow. Is there help on the way?
Yeah. The one thing is that Congress did a good thing with the Small Business Administration. One of the things is increasing our guarantee to 90%. We're waiting to find out where that will be used at. But typically on loans over $150,000, it's been 75%. Now it's going to go up to 90% on situations. That's what we're waiting for. The other thing is we always charge fees to the borrower and to the lender because we're a self-sustaining program. Our program is not, we do not use federal tax dollars.
Okay.
So, and that was maintained by the fees. And now Congress has given extra money, so the fees will be reduced for the borrower and for the lender. Now, you know, people say, well, how much is that? You know, that can be several $1,000s that they could save on their bottom line immediately coming out of the door. So that's a positive in the whole thing. The other thing is that's happening, and this is one of the big ones when we're talking about the small business. Unfortunately, it's going to take time because it's a regulation we have not developed yet, where we're going to be able to, for a business up to $35,000, to help them with a current loan. So they can start paying on that loan so they're not hit us behind up to $35,000, and then a year from the time they fully use that $35,000 or whatever amount they use, they can start paying that back. So it gives them time to get their business stabilized so they don't struggle severely. Because most of the issues right now are people trying to meet payroll.
Sure, as you say, it's just your cash flow's drying up, they're coming slow, and how do you even just make the payroll? Only a few seconds left, but wondering, some of this is going to take time to sort out, right, and have the regulations in place. So how do people stay on top of this and find out about what's available right now?
Actually, the news is continuous coming, and one of the programs that's ready to go right now is our microloan program, where people can go get a loan up to $35,000 and also get technical assistance to help them. So it's a great time for like businesses that are trying to start up or possibly looking to look for something because they are in a situation with cash flow.
All right, SBA.gov, right?
Yes, sir.
And track you down pretty easy. All right, Carl Knoblock from the Pittsburgh office of the SBA. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Next up, maximizing cash flow to keep a business afloat in a sinking economy. Stay with us.